Hi everybody, this is Mary Louise. Today we are actually here at home at Shenandoah Valley Orchards, and I have two very special people with me. I've got Tristan Williams.
How's it going?
And Hobart Harvey.
Good morning. Now I just wonder, why in the world are we here today? Because I see a bowl of delicious nectarines on the table.
Well, that would be because we are making a no-bake nectarine tart. It is super easy. We're here just to make you drool and want to come buy some peaches or nectarines.
Well, I could probably make that myself.
Well, you could. The tart crust is super easy. You just mash up about 2 cups of shortbread cookies, mix it with a couple tablespoons of melted butter, and then stick it in the fridge to cool for a while, and it kind of sets itself. The next ingredient that will go on top is our cream cheese mixture, which is an entire block of cream cheese. So this is not healthy, guys, but it's going to be rich and delicious. And then a little bit of the Bon Maman apricot preserves and caramel sauce.
So Mary Louise, where are these peaches from?
Well, we grow them right up the road, but they are actually from Michigan. There is a man named Paul Friday who realized that his trees were crossbreeding. He saw some improvements in these varieties, specifically for areas that experience late frosts or late winters, so that they can still have a peach season. He developed these varieties so that they would grow throughout the summer, meaning that every 2 weeks or so, which is a typical harvest window for peaches, you have a new kind of peach. And that's good for our community, I'd say. I know I'm happy I get peaches all summer long.
Well, it extends our season from early until late.
We usually start around, the beginning of July?
Yes.
Around the 4th?
Maybe sometimes in June.
And sometimes in June if we're real lucky.
Are they more of a sweet or more of a tangy peach this season?
I'd say more tangy and balanced this year. I wouldn't call the peaches, at least the yellow peaches and yellow nectarines like these, they're supposed to have more of a balance of flavor.
These are yellow nectarines. We have white also. Is there any difference?
There's a big difference. A lot of our customers actually tell me that the white nectarines taste just like candy because it is pure sugar.
They are sweet.
Yeah. But these, they do have acid in them to balance it out, and that way we have some flavor for on top of our dish here. All that I've done to these nectarines is put a little bit of sugar on them so that we can get the real nectarine flavor on top of our dessert here.
So taking it back to the recipe, what is the next step here in this crust?
So actually, I chose this specific apricot preserve to just add a little bit to the top, just for some flavor and to balance out with the nectarines. So these apricot preserves are produced by Andros, which is a French company, and they have a very large plant up here in Mount Jackson. So I'm going to call this about 2 tablespoons of an apricot preserve. Very even, light layer to add a little bit more flavor.
Can you use other jams as well? Or?
You can. Actually, I considered using a blueberry or a blackberry, something dark, because I love any sort of wild berry flavor with peaches and nectarines. Okay, then next we're gonna start laying the nectarines out.
And you said you can use either peaches or nectarines in a recipe like this.
You can. And this is about, I think I did about 4 nectarines. They are just a medium-sized nectarine.
Does the size make any difference when you're doing a pie like that?
It could. I'm gonna have to keep going out and around because it's not a huge one, so it didn't reach all the way to the corner out here.
Tristan, if we were making that pie, we probably wouldn't have it that neat.
Yeah, I like that spiral.
It'll make a nice pie.
Yeah, well, it's a great recipe if you can make it anywhere, kitchen, outside.
We're outside and we're making this. Yeah. So next, we do need to put it in the fridge after we put some of that caramel sauce on top.
Okay.
And then that way it will all set back together. After I pressed the butter and the crumbled cookies into the pan here, I did put the crust in the refrigerator as well for about, I think about an hour, just so that it would set.
Might have to make this my roommates.
They'll be super impressed. I'm going to drizzle a little bit of this on before we put it in the fridge, but ideally you won't do all of it so that you can add a little later. You can't really see it against the nectarine, so I'm just trying to get it into all the cracks and crevices between these nectarines. Because it should be, after it goes in the fridge, a very nice, perfect, balanced, delicious tart.
That looks great.
Yeah.
It's more like a pie at this point, I think. Well, thank you all so much for watching this latest episode of our Tree to Table series. We've had a lot of fun doing this here at home, and thank you both very much for joining me.
Of course, thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Have a good one.
Take care.